Hello, and today we're talking about education and healthcare, which have both been added to the covenant. The Education Council is appointed by the Hexarchy. They hold public weekly meetings for the curriculum. Both of them stand as a public option, so you can have private healthcare alongside the system, or you could have private education. But the details of education are shown below. You can't do the same for healthcare because it's too complicated, but for education, you can publish your days per week, your hours per day for 3 different age levels. And then the classroom sizes also increase along with the teacher's wage. So you get your dollars per student to decrease, but then your overhead costs increase because for high school, you might have like labs and stuff like that, or like scientific labs. So you can estimate your cost to parents $240 to $100. This is your total per student for a lifetime, $50,000 per student for lifetime costs. So this is not included in your taxation. So your UBI would be going to pay for education and pay for healthcare because healthcare is also not included in your taxation. It wouldn't make sense to have a public option and then have it be part of the budget. You see, so it can't be part of the covenant budget. So same with Health Council weekly meetings. Three executives appointed by the Hexarchy. They manage prices and billing for these institutions for both the health insurance system and at least one hospital. So prices and billing are the most important part of the system. That's why they're in charge of it. So they must use the articles of syndication. So 0% coin, 60% mind, and 40% hand. To finance the hospitals, we could just issue bonds instead of having coin. So then there's no coin baggage. See? Bonds are a superior way of financing, in my opinion. But no mandatory procedures are allowed, such as vaccinations. Medical malpractice has a maximum payout of the surgery price times 20. So those are just 2 little clauses that I think help the hospital system. So my question is, what am I missing? This is very free market. This is stands as a public option. So democracy has influence because of the Hexarchy. So the Hexarchy is ultimately in charge. And they delegate to these 2 councils. So there is some democratic influence, but it's not included in your taxation, which is huge. And there's private options, which can also keep the public option legitimate and uncorrupt. So this is I think it's really good. I think it's a nice mix of free market and socialism. It's free market socialism for healthcare and education. And I really like how the education publishes the cost to parents. That's really cool. Maybe in the future we can have something similar to hospital pricing, but there's just so many different procedures and there's so many different surgeries. It would be a mess to try and list all of the prices publicly. Anyway, let me know what I'm missing in the comments. And remember, a single constitution is more or a single healthcare paragraph is more powerful than 1,000 pages of bureaucracy.